I'm Clive Bailey from the Farming Forum, Direct Driller magazine, still here at LAMA 2025, and this time talking to Colin Frost on the Kubota stand, and he's going to show me around this new compact telehandler that you've got, yeah?
Yep.
So show me, Colin, start the front,
yeah, this is the RT305T, our first entry into the telescopic wheel loader market. We've been doing conventional wheel loaders for quite a while now, and certainly for the last 6 years, customers have been saying, oh, can you do a teleboom? So here we are.
So this is
our solution.
Centre pivot machine,
yes,
compact,
Again, this is from the ground up designed telescopic wheel loader. You won't find this, you won't find it as a conventional machine with a teleboom slammed on the side. It's from ground up designed for this application. And with that, you've got nice little features. So here you've got the nice protective panel here, just to protect all of the mechanism within inside the tipping mechanism. Two nice LED lights, and the reason we have two rather than one is
so you can break one.
Well, you've still got there is that safety function. However, if you think about it, when you're driving into a shed with an attachment like this, it's not the bit where you're standing that hits the wall or the roof. It's the corners.
It's down the edges of the bucket.
So this allows you to actually angle the lights and illuminate both sides of the bucket or the attachment. So you've got a good clear vision of what you're doing.
So
and they're LED, so you've got they're
at the sharp end here then. So the vital numbers. How heavy am I lifting and how high am I lifting it?
So on a set of pallet forks, it'll pick up just under 1.3 tonne. So in a bucket, you're looking about 2.5, 2.25 tonne.
And then reach.
And it'll place it up to a height of 4.3ch metres.
Oh, okay, so for a compact machine, it's
a proper machine.
Still quite a long way off, actually, isn't it?
We do a proper job.
Right.
Attachment frame, we're standardising in a standard, if you like, dealer stock machine will come with Euro hitch. But if the customer wants a different type of hitch to fit their existing attachments, we can offer that as a factory build solution.
So if you've got existing, I don't know, JCB
pin and cone or something like that, we can offer that option as well.
Right. Auxiliaries as well.
Auxiliaries, So standard auxiliaries you'll get a set of two which are controllable on the joystick. If we have the option as well for a third line or sixth line, depending on which demographic you're talking to. So we've got another lever behind the joystick control for the machine, which has also got detent. So what that means, if you're using a mixing bucket or a feeder, you can lock it out. You haven't got to sit there and hold a button to keep the flow going. So just get that more comfort. From a maintenance point of view on this end, you'll notice that we've got all four sides have got adjustable wear pads. So again, an Allen key and a spanner, unlock it, nip the pad in, keep the mast nice and central, and then lock it off, and you're away again.
Daily maintenance around here, just a few obvious grease nipples. But
that's it. The standard grease nipples, again, all centralised so that you can easily run around the machine and get it all, keep it all nice and well serviced.
All right. Okay, should we move back to the cab? And,
we can move back round the side here.
Let me come around here.
So again, in the centre here, we've got track rod end style, sealed for life, ball joint couplings. So that will give you all your articulation and also oscillation. So you've always got all four wheels touching the ground, which is giving you traction.
Right, so we're pivoting this way and that way.
And you've got diff locks on both axles. So if you do get in a bit of a sticky situation, you can still try and get yourself out. And then if we slide up to the top of the cab here, you've got LED lights here. Also, you'll notice
like the marker lights.
They are LED strobes, amber strobes.
Oh, okay, right.
So the idea of that is when you're driving into a low building, the highest point is the top of the cab that you can see.
And what is that height? Because that's obviously critical for people
just
with
over
low buildings.
It's just over 2 metres.
2 metres.
About 2.1 metres.
2.1, right?
But what that means is that if you're shuttling from a field into the yard and going into a shed or a barn, you're not all of a sudden going to get a thud and a crash as your magnetic beacon falls off the back and smashes on the floor. It's all nice, it's compact.
It's not the highest point,
and they're bright as well.
Really good. They're on the rear. They're on the rear as well, I'm guessing.
They're on all four corners of the cab.
Right.
All four corners. So again, when you, because it will shuttle from it's a 30-mile-an-hour machine, so you'll be able to road it quite quickly. And when it's busy times, people are going off the road straight into a barn or a shed. don't necessarily think about taking off the beacon.
I think there'll be plenty of people that have watched this that have made that mistake in the past.
I've done it myself.
No one
I've done it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
much to my manager's disapproval.
I may have years ago when I was a lot younger and in a rush. Yeah. So window
we'll
side. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go around into the cabin a little while because there's a lot to show you in there as well. But I just wanted to point out your air filter. So again, in summertime when you're harvesting, you're moving bales of hay or straw, it's going to be a dusty environment. It's going to get contamination in here. It's easy access. You're not climbing at height. You're not going to slip off and fall and hurt yourself. You can just quickly whip it off, clean it, change it, put it back on again, and back to work.
Well, air conditioned. Yeah.
It's not air conditioned standard, but we can offer it as a factory option if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just for the posher farmer.
Yeah, that's it.
Most people drive with doors open anyway, don't they? I always think why.
This window does also latch in a in a secondary position as well as fully shut.
Oh, so again, so you can have it
a draft,
a bit of airflow. Yeah.
But what I want to do is show you also the business end of the machine.
Yeah. So power plant.
Oh, sorry, lost my balance there.
Your own engines, I'm assuming.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Again, no AdBlue.
Yeah.
No AdBlue. No. We're very clever with our engines, and we can make them very clean. With minimal intervention.
So you're still hitting the latest tier. What
Absolutely.
One now?
This is stage 5 compliant.
It's 5,
stage 5 compliant.
Yeah, and it does that without AdBlue. Right.
Without AdBlue and just DPF.
Yeah.
And this is our latest generation DPF. Now, I have to pace myself on this because I get tripped up, so bear with me.
Yeah, go for it.
So this DPF burns cooler than its previous generation.
Right.
Because it burns cooler, it uses less fuel.
Yeah.
Okay. The burn period for cleaning is shorter than the previous generation.
Shorter and cooler.
Shorter and cooler.
Yeah.
And the interval between it needing to burn is longer.
Right.
So the net
wins on every.
So the net set.
What is that interval?
Off the top of my head, I can't tell you.
Okay.
I think it's about. It depends on application. The burn period.
Yeah.
The lifetime of the DPF is about 3,000 hours.
You know when it always happens when you're in a hurry to do a particular job. That's when I want to do it. That's just.
And with all our machines, there is the option to cancel it.
Right,
and move it to a safe location.
So
if you're in a hay barn, you do not want that regenning.
Yeah.
So you can then pause it.
It doesn't just do it. So it does give that ability.
Yeah. And the only and it's the same with all our DPFs. You don't have to stop to use it.
Yeah.
You can carry on working. The only thing you'll know is you may feel it get a bit warmer.
Yeah. And
you'll get a light on the dashboard telling you it's regenning.
Okay, but it doesn't cut power while it's doing it.
It doesn't cut down the power. It doesn't cut down the operation of the machine. Right. You can just carry on working.
It's not,
which is actually ideal. We prefer you to carry on working because the worst thing you can do is turn it off mid-regen.
Right, yeah. So it's not a wasted 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long it takes.
Unless you choose to, it's not sitting there doing nothing.
Right.
It's still earning you money.
Yeah. Okay.
From the hydraulic filter point of view, that's all in there, and your fill-up points here.
Yeah.
You've got a nice big wide radiator with a core to get in and clean.
I say you get to clean that.
Yeah.
Well, that's obviously a problem working in straw environments.
Well, again, but we've taken care of that as well in that you've got a nice big grill over here just to sort of stop any of the large bits of lumps going in.
Yeah.
And again, because you're working in dusty, dry environments,
you've
got a cyclone pre-clean to take all the lumps out.
Yeah.
So that your engine filter is just taking out the smaller fines.
What's this construction? Is that air?
That's just a deflector for the exhaust.
Oh, exhaust fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, you've got ball hitch and clevis options as well, should you need it. So this machine is a pre-launch machine. So there's a few bits not on it that we would normally have. So normally you'd have LED lights as well, road lights.
Yeah.
So it would be full hero. Any machine that we bring into the UK through the dealer network will be UK road homologated with LED lights. You've got your air filter here, your oil fill there. You've got an oil filter there, and you've got a dipstick just here.
Yeah.
And then your fuel filters are just at hand, and you've also got a prime filter just there.
So you mentioned a road homologation. What's the speed? What's the road speed?
30k.
Oh, 30k, yeah. And it's nice and stable at that.
Absolutely.
I think that's one of the things that you think with pivot.
Well, if you try and turn it shut, it's as safe as you make it. It's as safe as the operator. But I'll show you as well. It's only doing 30k. If the operator's comfortable doing 30k.
Yeah.
And so we've got some nice features on our seat that I'll show you in a bit.
Yeah.
That will help to the productivity of the machine. Mm-hmm. In here is your battery. So again, it's easy access, and your fuse boxes are in there as well, but it's lockable.
Yeah.
For day-to-day use, if you do need to jump start another machine, because this is a kubota, so you'll be jump starting something else nice. You've got a jump hole just here.
Oh, okay, that's handy. Yeah,
And
you haven't
you've
actually got
also-
to get to the battery
No.
and get your clips in. You're straight on.
And
that
you've got a
pole.
battery isolator here, and the nice little thing I like, just little touches. You've got a little black box here that sits in the key.
Yeah.
So when you take that away, you can put that on there to stop
the
water getting in,
Yeah.
and take the isolator key away with
Yeah,
you.
that's neat, isn't it?
And it just sits there nicely in there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
I've
nice
not
little-
seen
nice-
that. I've not seen
I've
that on a
not
machine
seen that before until
That's a
today.
neat
Yeah, it's a
version
nice
of that,
little
isn't it?
thought. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause a lot of machines have those cut-offs, but they don't have that little
Cover
bit
on there.
do they?
But
it's
yeah,
nice.
someone's really thought about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, now we've got the
Cab. Yeah.
command centre,
Yeah.
as we like to call it. So it's built for European operators. It's built for our market.
Yeah.
So again, you've got grease points on the hinges, so you can keep them nice and lubricated. If you're working early mornings, late nights in the winter, you've got a courtesy light switch here.
Okay. Yeah.
So we've turned it off because otherwise we'll have a flat battery. But
yeah.
basically, as you open the door, the cab
lights
will
come
light up so you can see what you're doing getting in.
Yeah.
Little things. Thermoplastic grab handle.
Yeah.
So what you say.
Yeah.
Middle of winter, like the weather we had just last
Yeah.
week.
Cold.
You're grabbing hold of that.
Yeah.
It's not very nice.
Yeah.
But plastic,
Yeah.
it's just it means that your operator, especially if you're an employer, your
Yeah.
operator is more likely to use that handle
Yeah.
rather than grab the wrong
Pull the
thing.
steering wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to jump in the cab, so if we're talking about road speed and comfort of the operator. If you look just between your legs here,
Yeah.
you'll see you've got a button there. So you've got an air suspension seat.
Oh, it's on air. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the button down here, what that is, it's a height restrictor.
Right.
So if you're short of leg or tall of body, you can adjust it to stop it from going too high.
Stop my head hitting the ceiling.
Either
If I'm,
stop hitting
if I'm
the
too
ceiling.
tall, stop me
Yeah.
hitting the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Limit
if
that,
you're
yeah.
if you're short, it stops you moving your feet away from the pedals.
Right, and that adjusts for different weights. Cause,
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It adjusts-
Bombers come in all shapes
Yeah.
and sizes, don't they?
Turn the engine on and you can
Yeah.
adjust it to what you want.
Yeah.
You've got another little button just down the side here. So at the moment, if you rock forwards, you'll see you've got a 4.5 suspension.
Oh,
So
on the.
So you've got 4.5% suspension.
So it's up,
there.
down, and yeah.
Yeah. If you flick it back, that's now
That
locked.
locks it out. Yeah.
So you've got the option.
So it stops me bouncing on the throttle pedal a bit, doesn't it? I suppose. Yeah.
So if it starts making you feel a bit seasick, you can lock it off.
Yeah.
You've got a nice high back wipe down seat, so it's all wiped down material.
Yeah.
And you can adjust the back of the seat just there.
Yeah.
You've got adjustable armrests on
yeah.
both sides. So
A nice
again, a
little-
lot of our competitors, they will put a wrist rest
Yeah.
by the joystick.
Yeah,
You've got a full armrest.
Proper armrest.
And in a minute, we'll go around the other side and you can have a closer look at that.
Coffee cup
Nice
holder.
big
yeah.
flask holder.
Yeah.
And a
Power for my phone.
power
Yeah.
point for charging
Yeah.
your phone.
Yeah.
You've got speakers all up in the roof of the cab. You've got
Yeah.
a wiper that's up in the centre.
Yeah.
So again, it wipes and clears the area that you're looking through.
Yeah.
And then finally on this side, we'll show you the steering column.
Yeah.
You've got 4.5 like that. If we bring that out, you can then lift the steering wheel.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
So
yeah, you don't see that often.
This is the same steering column as in our telehandler
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
saw last year.
Yeah.
So it's the same situation. So you can position the steering wheel to where you want.
Yeah.
And then on the side of the B pillar there, you've got all your working lights,
Lights and
your
wipers.
wipers.
Those
So all
beacons.
the bits and pieces you need to do on a regular basis, it's all to hand and close.
Yeah. Yeah. It's simple, logical. It's the kind of machine that I think you don't need an operator's course to see. You could. I feel
Yes.
like I could fire it up and drive it. It has that.
That's exactly, in reality, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Well, they're
It's not
multi-user
one
machines. They're usually multi-user
Yeah,
machines, aren't
exactly.
they? Yeah.
Everyone jumps on it.
Yeah.
Everyone uses it. So yeah.
Yeah.
What we'll do, we'll go around the other side and we'll show you the joystick and controls. Again, so just go walking you through all the command centre. Again, ground up designed as a cab machine.
Yeah.
So the heater matrix is all built within the machine, so it's nice and accessible.
Not just
easy
rob
to
bits
view.
out of the other models. Yeah.
You can drive along the road and adjust things without having to take your eye off where you're going.
Yeah.
Radio is nice and accessible. Heater controls are nice accessible. We can offer air conditioning as well if you want it. That's available.
Yeah.
And again, all your regular control functions are all on this joystick. Your forward and reverse, your telly boom and out, diff lock. Oh, sorry, high and low, diff lock on that side.
Yeah.
Remember I was saying earlier, you've got a power plug on the end there for electrically controlled hydraulics. That gives you the switchability on there.
Yeah.
And that's also your depressurisation for your hydraulics as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And then you've got
that's just a lock that locks
that
everything out for road
locks
use.
it all up. Yeah. And then you've got your control for auxiliaries on this function here, and then you can switch. and then you've got this lever here, which gives you a lockout system, so you can have continuous flow.
Yeah. And transmission-wise,
it's fully hydrostatic.
Fully hydrostatic, so I've got no gears to worry about, no changes
just
there.
Just high and low on the lever.
Yeah.
So it's a hydrostatic motor driving the rear axle.
Yeah.
That then has a prop shaft going to the front axle.
Yeah.
So
I've got no range changes, and
no,
just
it's just high and low. It just alters the swash plate.
Press the throttle, go. Yeah.
Now, some of our customers may want to use something like a feeding bucket with this machine. So you've already got your lockout there for the continuous flow. But like most hydrostatic drive machines, you put your foot down, the engine revs up and it speeds up.
Yeah.
You'll see there's a circle here.
Yeah.
What that allows, there's an option on there where we can put a hand control throttle. So what you can then do is set the revs to give you the flow, because you can get up to 70 litres a minute out of the auxiliaries on this.
Right.
You can set the engine revs and then control your forwards or reverse speed on the foot control pedal.
All right.
So you can creep
keep
along.
Keep the revs up for
to keep the flow, and then just gently move along. So if you're conveying out a feed to cattle or something like that, you can just control what you're doing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, we don't have livestock ourselves, so I've not thought of those kind of problems. But actually, that'd be difficult, wouldn't it, if I was otherwise?
That's right. Yeah,
whizzing around full revs,
just to make or crawling along, and it'd be just going really, really
or having to sit there in neutral, mixing for a while, wasting time.
Yes,
and then move.
Yeah. So it just gives you a nice smooth.
So that's an option. That's an option.
That's an option.
I suppose not everyone will want that.
So we offered, if you like, 4 variants. A high spec and low spec in canopy, and a high spec and low spec in cab.
Yeah.
And the cab variant, high spec cab will give you that extra function and the extra valve control.
Great.
And as I say, if you want to build a higher spec, there are other options we can offer as well as a factory build.
The thing that stands out to me in here as well is compared to the side boom type machines.
Yes.
It's the same with all centre pivot front booms. Is the visibility is just so much better, isn't it? Haven't got that blind spot you often have on this side. So
we're having a lot of success with our wheel loader, far better than we thought we were going to, and a lot of it is into dairy farms, where people are finding that rather than scraping behind them, they're looking in front. They can see where they're going. They've got better visibility.
In terms of when you compare this to we had a side boom telehandler, is this tighter turning circle more manoeuvrable, or is it just a preference thing between side boom or centre?
Side boom, I think historically it's just something that we've naturally gone to.
Yeah.
And then you go to Germany and France, it's the other way around.
Yeah, you do see that nobly, don't you, in Europe?
More in that market. And we're starting to see a change. That said, we're not seeing so much of wheel loaders replacing telehandlers, but more replacing your tractor loader.
Yes, yeah.
And your scraper tractor.
Yeah.
So a lot of our tractor dealers are selling our wheel loaders doing scraper applications.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because the customer can find that they can be more productive. They can get round a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. And I've had a arable farmer when I was up in Scotland once telling me that he was using one of our loaders to load a grain lorry.
Right.
And he found that he saved about a third of the time using a wheel loader than he did using a telehandler. And that was purely down to the fact he had better visibility.
Yes.
He felt he had more control, and he felt more confident.
Yeah. No, we use we have a telehandler and a loading shovel on the grain stores.
Yes.
And the difference in cycle time using the loading shovel, even though the bucket size isn't much difference, it's half the time to load a lorry.
Yes.
So I definitely agree with that, because the way you turn the visibility,
yes,
it's you kind of turn it on the spot almost. Yeah. It's really quick with us.
It is.
Yeah.
And when you use one of these compared to a telehandler, you realise how much safer it is.
Yes.
Especially if you're working in an environment where there's people working.
Yes.
Other people around.
Yeah, the visibility is a big thing, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, I mean, not so much on your machine with the low booms, but some of the others that have got the higher side boom.
That's right.
And you lose that corner completely, don't you, a little bit? Then.
Yeah,
so brilliant. Yeah. Really, really neat machine.
Thank you.
Yes. So thanks very much for showing us around it.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.